Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Miss G. I'm looking low again. Okay, that's much better. How are y'all? How are you? I gotta have my Obama. How are y'all? How are y'all? Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, all of y'all. Thank you for coming to the Hour of Power with Africa Awaits, Travel and Repatriation, and YouTube 50 Shades of Glow. And that is for the 50 plus lifestyle, living it up. Just because you 50 plus does not mean that you are sitting down, you are rolling. Okay, so I'm Gloria, Miss G. Who this coming on? Miss G, Glow, whatever you want to call me. Okay. Miss Rosemary, thank you so much for jumping on. So tonight, this is going to be different. So let me give y'all part of my intro. Well, my intro, I'm going to work on a professional intro, but you know how I'm just straight up. So anyway, I am an avid traveler. I'm a 50 plus traveler. I'm a solo traveler. Um, I've visited several countries, and Miss Courtney, thank you so much. I've visited several countries, and but I have locked myself on the continent of Africa and have decided to expand with Africa. I am IATA certified um, travel consultant. I will curate experiences for you anywhere in the world. But Glamp Lux Travels focuses on Africa only travel. Africa has 54 countries, so we have a lot to choose from. And I like to be very well spoken in my niche. So to give you, because you can't be, if you run into this is just a side note, a travel agent that says, "Oh, I book, I can send you anywhere. I do cruises, I do this, I do that." If you just want to get away, that's fine. Anybody can do that. Even you can do that. But if you want to be a traveler, not a tourist, because a tourist, you can book a flight and you go to DR, you go here, you go there. It's really not that, you know, much to really go places. Okay. But if you have a seasoned, experienced travel consultant, because you will have questions. If you choose a certain place to go, you want to know about it. You want to know some background about it because, what's the difference of going to Florida has sand and a beach and a couple of nice beaches, but so does Bimini, so does Turks and Caicos, so does Zanzibar. So why is it, uh, what is it, Bali? So if you're going to book with a travel consultant, or I hate the word travel agent, a travel consultant, they should be able to consult with you about that area. So you can't be everything to everyone. So Miss Nazinga, you can't know everything. So I will book a cruise for you if you like. I have a client now, they're doing all of Europe. So they're taking the plane to Europe, they're going to Amsterdam, they're going to Paris. They wanted to do that for their 40th, okay? And and they're taking the Euro train and they're taking a cruise. So I know how to do that, but my love and my focus and really um, making sure everyone has an opportunity to explore the motherland, I focused on the motherland. I used to work for a large company that did travel and had some high end clients that definitely could afford anywhere in the world. And unfortunately, they didn't focus on Africa. Their only two African destinations on their website was Mauritius and Seychelles. And I get it, but it's 52 other countries and they have the safaris and everything. And when I approached them to ask them about being a destination specialist, they kind of blew me off. And then they finally came back around after I kept asking. They said, "Oh, well, no one travels to Africa." I said, "Okay, we're doing that." So anyway, so that's how I got here. So I said, you know what? I really want to make a platform. AC, thank you so much for coming on. Um, I really wanted to make a platform uh, to talk about Africa because people would ask me, "Oh, well, is it safe?" Oh, because we see so much on the media. So I decided that, you know what, I am going to let's just start talking about it. And we started talking about it in October. And then after the election, I decided, you know what, let me add repatriation to the mix because we need, as I said yesterday and say on every live, we have some serious things to think about. Are we going to stay or are we going to go at the end of the day? Okay. I can talk to blue in the face, but it's up to everyone. But we want to give everyone the opportunity to understand and learn. So I'm giving you tonight. I talked about it last night because in my initial studying, I saw this girl talking about Chad and she was talking about the gold and everything like that. And when I went back, because I was like, wait a minute, when I talked about Chad before, I know that Chad had its challenges. Chad is like the fourth largest Chad is the fourth largest country in Africa, but most of it is all desert. I don't want to say useless, but most of it, like 80% of it's desert, right? 80% of it's desert. Um, they still have some conflict there. So I was thinking about it and thinking about it. And if y'all noticed, if y'all saw my post earlier, it said that we was going to talk about Chad. Then I changed it about an hour ago and said we was going to talk about Comoros. So I'm combining both because y'all find out in a minute. So, but I still want y'all to be aware of every country while we're, in it talking about it. So with Chad is very the Africa that we were taught Africa to be, So very basic, very rural, but they have a whole lot of riches. They're sitting on gold and uranium and they're untapped. The country's not doing anything to explore. Now, and I think, let me be fair, the country's not doing anything, and I don't understand why, because there's 50 other countries that know how to get the partnerships to become successful. They have the resources that they had originally was cotton. Now, cotton took them, who this? Yeah, cotton took them to a level where they were doing very well, like one of the number one exporters of cotton, made the country a lot of money. And then during that time, they discovered they were sitting on crude oil, honey, like the Beverly Hillbillies. So Chad is sitting on a whole ton of crude oil that they are now exporting at a very high rate, making a lot of money. But where the money's going, that's the question. because it's not that many people in Chad because most of it's desert. Okay. And then the other part of it, so the northern part is all desert, and then the southern part is all savanna, so like the bush basically. And then you have the capital, Jamina, but it's small, so it's not that many people there. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background on Chad, but I would give it one one African handbag. It's just what it is. It's just what it's a desert. It's a untapped, undone desert. And they are sitting on gold that they haven't even tapped into. They're sitting on uranium that they haven't even tapped into. And what they're sharing is the reason why is because when they found out about their crude, people came in and took advantage. So somebody at the top, I gotta check out who their president is. They're not doing what they're supposed to, or they're doing what they're supposed to for themselves. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. So, because these other African countries are thriving when they ran across the valuable resources, but Chad is just desert. They part of Chad may get 2 inches. I think the northern part may get 2 inches tops of rain for the year. So it's heavy drought. Um, and then in the savannas, it does rain, but it's just it's nothing there to really, really build. Who is this? Miss Coleman, hello and welcome. Welcome. I know all my people and I know the folks that come on new. So welcome to the Glow Tribe. Welcome to Africa Awaits. We do this every night at 9 p.m. So we're talking about Chad. We're doing a 2-for-1. Okay, we're doing a BOGO tonight. So talking a little bit about Chad. Now, Chad has a lot of gold. It's untouched, but they still getting a little gold from somewhere because what I researched, their gold is just, they will make shirts out of 18 karat gold. Like they have so much gold that they haven't even monetized for real. All right. A little bit more about Chad. Chad, another reason why I give Chad, this is basically for informational purposes tonight. It's no warm and fuzzy. I'm sorry, but it's still real good, interesting stuff that y'all need to know. So stay tuned, stay in, okay? Because I always got something for y'all at the end of the live. So it's a landlocked country. So that's another reason. It's not really easy to get to. There's no beaches, there's no, coastline. It's a landlocked country and it's surrounded by Niger, Nigeria, Sudan, Libya, and Cameroon. So it's a big, like I said, it's the fourth largest country in the continent. So it's massive, massive. But it's just desert, pretty much. It's just desert. With the talking about the crude oil, they're doing so well with the crude oil, but the money obviously isn't going back into developing the country because they make 94,000 uh what is it, the two, what is it, the barrels, yeah, barrels per day. 94,000 barrels of crude oil per day. So they have money that's supposedly coming in. Where it's going? That's the question. Cousin, that's the question. Where is it going if you are exporting and making 94,000 barrels of crude oil per day? And most of the country is still darn desert. Okay. So, anyway, so that's like a little um history with that. Chad was named after Lake Chad. Lake Chad used to be like one of the largest lakes in Africa. And then from global, um, I don't want to say global warming, but just environmental shifts and drought, it has kind of not totally dried up, but it's not one of the largest lakes, but it still is a freshwater lake. That's really, really cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I have on Chad. Not much at all. And they just recently, within the last 20 years, found out that they were sitting on crude oil. So that was that about Chad. So I said, I'm not gonna get too much into it because it's really not gonna be, I'll give you all a little background about it, but all right. So let's talk about Comoros. Put in the chat. This is gonna be a contest, y'all. Because I always give y'all pop quizzes, okay? One of my clients said, Gloria, I saw you on the live. You missed your call and you need to be a history teacher. I'm like, because I can't take kids more than like 10 minutes. And yes, I got 10 minutes. No, I'm good with PTA and something about an hour. Nah, I couldn't know. Mm-mm. So anyway, but I'm doing the little pop quiz. So has anyone heard of Camaros? And where is it? Does anybody in the chat can tell me what the deal is with Camaros? Just like overall. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. And whoever answers it in the chat, I will send I'll send you, matter of fact, what I'll do. And where do I have um I have bumper stickers. I forgot to tell y'all, and I want to start sending them to y'all. Okay, I would have to mail them to your house, but I have bumper stickers that say repatriate now to Africa whatsoever. I forgot where it is. I don't want to be running all over. I will make sure that I have it tomorrow to show y'all, and I will give those away complimentary when we have our little games. I'll mail it to your house. I will spend that set. Can you believe that a stamp is 73 cents? I couldn't believe it. I was like, when did it go from ridiculously 50 cent when I remember when the stamp was 10 cent. Do y'all remember when the stamp was 10 cent? Put a one in the chat if y'all remember when stamps was 10 cent. And we got upset when it went to 20 cent. And almost had a heart attack when it went to 50 cents. But I remember when stamps was 10 cents. Why are stamps 23 cents? I mean, 73 cents. That's ridiculous. But anyway, let's talk about Comoros. Now, if y'all have been following, y'all part of the Glow Tribe, okay? We have found out that Africa, oh yeah, look at my ring. Y'all see my ring? Yes, I be representing all the time. I be representing all the time. Look at my bracelet. I be representing all the time. I always forget. And it doesn't tarnish. I never take this off. I shower everything. Like this brass is off the chain. Like you would think it's gold. It may be gold. Who knows? But yeah. But anyway. So we have figured out that Africa also has islands that are part of Africa. But we hear nothing about those islands. Well, island countries, or they call it the archipelago. I wonder why that is. Seychelles is an island. Mauritius is an island. Um, Sao Principe is an island. Reunion is an island. All of these are countries, but they are separated from the mainland of what we know. Okay, they're small islands in the Indian Ocean. I don't think any islands, I got to double check on the Atlantic Ocean side, but most of the other countries, and there's a lot of them sitting in the water. Now, y'all know I'll be giving y'all the tea and the skinny. They're supposed to be, Miss Bonita, they're supposed to be part of Africa, but guess who running them? And this is 2025. Guess who running them? That's why we don't hear about them. Because what happened back in the day, okay. So what happened back in the day, I don't know how Africa was able to have the islands part of Africa um, geographically, but they are. But what happened was when the Europeans came and they came up on Africa, the mainland, they also went by these other countries that was really uninhabited. So they got all the Africans. They got all the Africans. They picked up the Africans, okay, during the Atlantic slave trade. That they don't tell you that part of history. I don't know how we be missing that. So they found these countries, but they needed, you know, people to put the country together to clean it off so they can, set up their paradise. And that's what most of those African islands are European private paradises to this day. Because the regular African, they can't jump over and go to Seychelles. They can't jump over in a plane and go wherever. You got to have dough. You have to have money, okay, to visit, live in those island countries. Okay. So Comoros is one of them. And Comoros has four um four major islands that's connected. That is part of Comoros, the country. Okay. And the Comoros is north, and it is in the middle near Madagascar, Seychelles, Mozambique, and on the other side of Tanzania, on the east side of Tanzania. So the history with Comoros, it was discovered by the French. It was a French territory. And really and truly, even though they've received their independence, they're still under French rule, getting French money. And their money is not even African money. It's a franc. But it's African country. I be confused. I don't know about y'all. How does an African country have European money as their currency? because the Europeans basically own it, but it's still supposed to be Africa, but there's no Africans running it. The French, their currency is the Cameronian franc. And remember, y'all, this Africa, but their currency is a franc. Mm, okay. And pretty much when you see any like Africans or Black people, there's no African culture there. Now there's African culture, in the villages, because when they brought the folks from the mainland to do work for them and everything like that, and those are the people that are there now. The offsprings of the folks that they originally brought over. So it was Arabs. It's like French, Arab, Africa, but they brought the folks, the Arabs, well, the French, since it's on that east side, east north side, they probably got also some slaves from the Middle East, since it's Arabs. But Arabs also was doing some fighting with some Arab, because I know in Kenya there was like a war, not a war, but it was a lot of Arab soldiers that went to a lot of different countries. So this country, their flavor is French, Arab, and Africa. Okay. Um, the islands, like I said, is four major islands, and those islands are called the Grand Comoro, the Anjouan, the Moheli, and the Mayet. And if you want to be, now you can go and visit if you want to be like totally off the grid, nobody can find you. Internet service is freaking ridiculous if you can get it. It's about $70 a month just for internet. When we talked about what Burundi yesterday, and internet there was like $20. So hey, Miss Lynette, welcome back. Um, yeah, so if you want to really be off the grid, you have the beach, uh, but they have, was it here? Um, oh, they had active volcanoes. So in Comoros, yeah, one of the islands um, has Mount Carne. It's still an active volcano, and it's erupted about 20 times since like 1900. So I don't know if you want to be around that. So to give it like a African handbag, I would probably give Comoros, or really those island countries, because with the island countries, okay, they're nice, but they're mostly for, to keep it a buck, they are European holiday um, destinations. So when the Europeans want to go on holiday, they go basically to their private island. And the private island happened to be an African country where you're not going to really see too many Africans there, except the ones that are working um, in the town. No one like chilling is not the the vibe is totally different than on the mainland, and you see Africans with money um, and doing well. No, it's not that vibe at all. You would think when you go that you would think that you are in like, I don't want to say the Middle East, but it's like a Middle Eastern vibe, or like some places in Italy, That's the vibe that you get, a very, very European vibe when you go to those island countries. And since those island countries, Africa is so special, like the mainland, because that's where all of the resources are. I personally don't believe that those countries that are considered Africa, that's in the water, were like even connected to Africa, because the crazy thing is they struggle for resources. They don't have the resources that the mainland has. So I think that they became African countries probably because the Europeans brought so many Africans over there, and whatever the political thing is, and they became a part of Africa. I don't know. I gotta dig deeper into that. Or if any one that's in the chat that's a history or on YouTube. Hey, YouTube people, jump on and say what's up to Miss G, because I know y'all out there. Y'all be coming out. I After I turn it off, I'm like, oh my God, look all these people that was on the live. Y'all got to come say hi. Where y'all from? Tell me where y'all from. Put in the chat where y'all from on YouTube, because YouTube be international for real. Put in the chat where y'all from. So okay, so talking about resources, their resources on the island countries don't come close to what's on the mainland, right? It's still good, okay, but it doesn't come close to what's on. You're not going to find diamonds or gold or uranium or iron ore on those island countries. They will be pretty because they're almost like man-made. Those island countries were just uninhabited islands. The Europeans came over and then made it to be what they wanted to be. So when you go there on vacation, you're like, oh my God, this is beautiful, but it's like it's not um it's not organically beautiful that you would like you see on the mainland. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they made it beautiful to suit them for their holidays. Okay. So the resources that they have in Comoros, they export coffee, vanilla. What I like is they are one of the largest Lang Lang, YLANG, YLANG. They have a plethora of, they grow Lang Lang like weeds. And with that said, um, they make essential oils. And fun fact, they they make so much money off Africa. The folks that we see, that we admire and think they got it going on, you start going down that rabbit hole, y'all. Y'all start going down that rabbit hole. Will y'all end up right back home in Mother Africa? Guess what? The Lang Lang. Guess who uses that Lang Lang in their perfume that they charge you $200-300 for? Chanel No. 5. I sure did say it. Chanel No. 5 gets their essential oil that they use in their perfume from the Lang Lang that is grown in Comoros. And 80% of the Lang Lang is used and produced in the perfumes that we use. and it's growing like a weed out there in Comoros. Is that crazy or is that crazy? Chanel number 5 uses the lang lang from Comoros, the African country. Not Europe, not Paris, but Africa. Y'all sit on that for a minute. Um, Also, they do have, like I said, beaches, of course, because they're surrounded by water, the tropics. It's a beautiful paradise off the grid. If you have been pretty much anywhere and you want to try something ultra different, um, this is that would be something to consider. If you want to live there, they don't um, discourage expats if you want to live there, chill there for a couple months or whatever. Again, just being like totally off the grid living, um, natural living. Since internet, that may be a little difficult, but they do have some expats. More than likely, is in the NGO space. Um, yeah, it's in the NGO or something that they do in like partnership, but the island countries are mostly um, habited during like holiday season. When it's low season, it's probably pretty empty there. All right. They do have bananas, palm trees. It just looks like an old Arab town. The most popular island, though, is Mohali. It is the smallest, but it's the most intriguing and fascinating island, and everything is totally raw. So, put in the chat, would y'all live there? And before y'all answer that question, let me give y'all the cost of living because I do have that. I do have the cost of living. And as I mentioned, since it's an island, a lot of the things would have to import is going to be a tad bit higher, but still, it's still rolling 57% less than say in the United States. So a one bedroom, just to give you like a comparison, a, what they're saying now, one bedroom, average one bedroom in the United States is $1,610 a month. One bedroom in Comoros is 710. Now, for African country, I feel that is a bit high, especially where it is. And with the infrastructure, since it's still raw, I think that's a bit pricey. But it's all in what you're looking for, you know. Um, it's all in what you're looking for. So, and a lot of places, a lot of people do that. And this is a vacation town. So I could see those prices that you come on holiday and you will spend that type if you want to stay there 2, 3 months. Um, it's still cheaper. Okay, it's $2,100 if you stay for 3 months. So, that's much cheaper than having a hotel room. And I really didn't even see too many hotels. So, like the tourist industry, um, they don't deny it, but they don't really press it either. A 3 bedroom in the city center there is about 1,400. A little further out is 1,100. Utilities aren't that bad, but again, it's basic. Okay, basic electric, basic water. Um, it's about $110 a month. The activities, though, the day to day really isn't that bad. So to eat at a restaurant is about $6. A beer is $1. Coffee, a cappuccino is about $1, $1.50. Loaf of bread is 50 cents, and rice is about 75 cents per pound. Transportation is about 60 cents one way. And if you want a monthly pass, it could be like 20 bucks or whatever. So, and as I said, internet seemed was very expensive to me compared to the other countries we talked about. The average internet bill was, like 30 or $40. Burundi was the least expensive. That was at 20, but $70, 70 $75 is a lot. And I think it's because, it is an off the grid thing. If you could even get internet. I bet you if you got that internet, it would probably be so spotty it wouldn't even make sense to have it. So, if you want to get lost and make sure no one finds you, that's the place. That is the place. And they do have like price for preschool. Um, I'm not sure about, nannies and all of that. Maybe you can get it temporary, but the people that live there is pretty intentional. It almost reminds me of if people have gone to Martha's Vineyard, they bring people in from different countries to work in Martha's Vineyard for the summer. Has anybody been to Martha's Vineyard? The people that you see when you go, hey DC, people um that you see when you go to Martha's Vineyard, they don't live there. You would think, but they don't. They're there um for the season to work. And then at the end of the season, at the end of the high season, they go home, like I guess like September 1st, September second week of September, they go home. So that's the vibe that I also get. So what else we have here? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for this evening. I want to thank y'all so much for being part of the Hour Power. If y'all have any questions, um, feel free. You can go to the website, holla at me there, send me a message, or yeah, as you know, the with the repatriation step by step guide, just um, hit right in the link on YouTube. I have all my links posted under my about. You can get a hold of the repatriation guide, and also if you want any itineraries. So with this tonight, I'm not gonna put together any itineraries because I'm not sure. Y'all put in the chat. I'm following what y'all want. Would y'all travel to Chad? Are y'all like adventurous? Yeah, either of the two. Would y'all travel to Chad or the Comoros Islands? Not the islands. We're talking about the Comoros Islands. We're not talking about the other islands. And did y'all know about the Comoros? That it even was a thing. Um, and that's it. Tomorrow, what are we talking about tomorrow? What are we talking about tomorrow? So I have Guinea Bissau, but Guinea Bissau. I can't talk. Uh, Child, after 9 o'clock, I start getting tongue tied. Guinea Bissau, I have down. So that's what I plan, but I'm going to dig a little deep because I want to keep us focused on repatriating. But I just threw these two in here just for bonus and to get, a little history because, it's wonderful to talk about all of the beauty and the wonderful things, but I wanted to always keep this information and we sharing a book. So we can challenge whatever because not every country, just like in the United States, not every state is a Atlanta or Houston or Chicago, you go to some states and you're like, oh my gosh. So, but at least we will know and have the real deal because we want to educate ourselves on the entire continent of our home. Because as I mentioned, Africa's our home. If we have any melanin in our skin, we were only born here. Our origination is Africa, and they left the continent and they made stops all through. They made stops to the Caribbean. They made stops to the Spanish countries and whatever. And we did end up here. So we just have to keep that in mind. Y'all don't fret. This fool is just fooling. And it's just a tactic of just trying to break us down. But we got to be strong and just be laser focused and don't listen to the media. Don't have CNN on or Fox or whatever, or even NPR, because the media just wants to make money out the hype and not really educate us to give us any solutions to this problem. So I don't like to focus on talking about dude or whatever's going on. Um, Malika, how are you? Welcome. So, what we're doing here, we're just staying focused on getting educated about the continent and making plans to visit or move to the continent and share with our friends. Also, always forget, sharing is caring. Y'all in Facebook, please, 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 pretty please with sugar on top, please hit the share button so at least people can see this on a replay. Thank y'all so much. It costs you nothing. And then on YouTube, I ask y'all, please, please subscribe. Thank y'all so much for y'all subscriptions because sister was struggling. So I am making forward moves. I do appreciate y'all so we can get the word out. People, my last bit, the last ask I have for the evening. I want y'all to have a great evening, but please share your black businesses on your, if you know a black business, put it down in your thread. Share any black business because we have to be intentional for 2025. Put money back on our table. Our money is strong. We are the number one and has been the number one consumers and pushing. We feed the economy, and we are the number one consumers in the world at $1 trillion. So don't let anybody think that we are less than. We get less than, but we give more of. And people need to realize that. So do not fret that we can't shop at Target or go to Chick-fil-A or whatever the case is. It's tons of black businesses that need the opportunity. And the myth of, oh well, black business be tried. No, it's a small sect because I think we got the message of that. So we're coming with it, we're coming with it properly, but the other folks have those budgets that they can put their businesses in our face. So let's consciously, it may take an extra step to do. It won't be convenient, but change and great change is not convenient. And take that extra step to find out where that black grocery store is. To take the extra step to order, because we made the adjustments to order online. Wasn't ordering online 10, 15 years ago. But Bezos made us start ordering online when we used to going into the. So let's make one extra step and give our brothers and sisters opportunity, and that helps us. And when the other folks see that, start realizing that our money was powerful because we're pulling it out. Um, We're not patronizing them. And we are leaving and taking all our money. We taking our pension money, our retirement money, our 401k money, our 403b money, our savings, our investment, our crypto, our military, our military retirement check. And I heard them checks be looking good. When that really sets in, guess who's gonna be the third world country? And I hope we ain't gonna be here to see it. Who gonna be the third world country when all of that starts to go over to Africa? And then when we get there to Africa, if we have enough strength that we are going to Africa, we got enough strength to build new businesses there. They begging for us to come to build business because we have the training, the discipline, and the resources. We were in corporate America. We ran all of these Fortune 500 businesses and were never promoted when we know we should have been. So, could you imagine if we took our talents to a place where everybody looks the same and everybody appreciates each other, and how you could soar? Economists, I'm going to say this and y'all can have a good night after it. Economist has reluctantly said, and even Akon said, several people said, if the black folks go over to the continent, do work as hard or whatever, get us set up, we will be millionaires within like 5-10 years. The next round of millionaires in the next 10 to 20 years will come out of the continent of Africa. I hope y'all hear that. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I hope so. So on that note, I want y'all to have a great night. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm gonna have some good stuff for you. Please, y'all, let's interact. Come on. I hate y'all being so quiet. And YouTube, y'all were quiet too. Put in the chat where y'all from. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care. Thank y'all so much for being part of the hour of power, because guess what? Knowledge is power, and knowledge is power, and Africa is the powerful. Take care. Bye.